Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Sao Paulo. A fantastic crowd has joined us for our final day here at the Campus Party 2014 for our second tour for the Intel Extreme Masters. We have one more tournament to go, which is in Cologne in 2 weeks' time, the last chance to qualify for the Intel in March. Just 6.5 weeks away. It's incredible. It's going to go so quickly. Right now, we're on for our final quarterfinal of the day. So let's show you the bracket and how it's shaped up so far. As you can see, MC and Jack G already through. You've already seen Hero go through. Whether our final match is going to end the same way or whether maybe a foreign star can step up. It's time for our last quarterfinal of the day. Who's getting it through to the semi-finals to play Hero? Our first player is a well-known Korean Terran. He has seen the WCS Global Champion for Season 2, a semi-final place is on. Please welcome Red Bull's Bomber. And he goes head-to-head with a player who has been knocking on the door of tournament victory throughout 2013. He is the German Zerg, Team Liquid. Please make some noise for TLO. And these two will get into the map vetoes very shortly, but first let's go to our comment.
Thanks very much, Paul. Welcome to the caster's desk for our final quarterfinal here between against the StarCraft 2 legend in Bomber.
Yeah, this is not going to be an easy one for TLO coming into this series. As Red mentioned on stage, Bomber is the WCS Season 2 Finals champion of last year. He played well throughout all of last year, and of course that semi-final finish at BlizzCon, and he got his Bomber's victory quite easily. But having spoken to TLO a lot over, yesterday evening we went to dinner together. He suited up and, well, not really, he just had a shirt on. We went for dinner together and we talked over the games a little bit on what he'd be expecting to go up in today. And he's feeling confident. He's obviously spoken to his Team Liquid friends and within his Skype and chat, and he is silent and quiet. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, I think so as well. I spoke to him just before as well. He looked as if he was going into it with a degree of understanding. Generally, when you play against Bomber in this matchup, you get very similar things coming out. That standard parade push that Bomber always loves to go to.
Yeah.
But even though you know it's coming, it's still so hard to stop.
Yeah, Bomber's going to have to, well, he'll want to veto the big maps here. So Altazim Stronghold, I'd imagine, will probably get eliminated because he wants to play on a smaller map. He wants to use that parade push. He wants to be aggressive. And TLO will probably veto a smaller map. Data Point is a map which is up there right now where people don't like it, some do like it. So Bomber's going to get rid of the small maps, don't want to play Bomber on a small map like that, and we'll see from here. I think Altazim is something that Bomber... Let's just see if we pick smaller to big maps. I think that's the way it should look. TLO bigger maps, Bomber smaller.
Yeah, and there's Polar Knight here for Bomber, so there's a very, very clear path through the middle, straight towards that third base, for example. Assault position there for Bomber. Strong pick there for Bomber.
Smaller map, as you said, just a two-player map, get in your face kind of map. TLO, where is he going to go? I mean, does he want to use Team really on? Front four play, that's okay. It's a decent pick there.
But already with two choices, we can see exactly what you outlined. And how these two are going to want to play. TLO, we've seen him on Frost. We saw him at the IEM Story Cup playing against MMA. Almost was able to take the victory. Show that TLO much more preferring the bigger map.
Habitation of the small map here.
Altazim, I think it's probably.
Or is he going to leave it for the last map? I think because he knows that Bomber's good. I think Bomber. Yeah. He might pick it now.
Oh, wow, heavy rain, and then finally Altazim. So that is a little bit of a surprise to it there, but in the end, for the parade push. But there are a lot of avenues where TLO, the parade push will come straight through the middle, pretty much. So TLO can use those alternate paths to try and cut off reinforcements, etc. If he really gets a little bit of room. And also, denying creep on heavy rain is actually difficult. If you spread it down all three paths, it's difficult for the Terran to bounce back and forth in between them all.
That's right. So as you can see, those are the 5 maps we play here. This is the last quarterfinal, the last player to be determined to move on to the semis, which will be played immediately after this. Winner of this will be going up against Hero. It is not going to be easy. Every single game at this tournament, once we've hit the round of 8, have been really, really, really difficult. And here is TLO. Dad, bunch, the 23-year-old from Team Liquid, and has a tall task ahead of him now. He knows that Bomber is just world class. It is not going to be easy. And as you see, he's actually one of the first players, StarCraft, to wear that double headset. That's, I think, Team Liquid new sponsor, HyperX.
Here as well, sponsoring the Intel Extreme Masters. So big thank you to HyperX. As they've just launched a new headset, haven't they, actually?
Yeah. It's a really good headset. I think I like some kind of mix between the both. I have the keypad one. It's actually really good. And here is, of course, Bomber. No longer from personally sponsored by Red Bull Esports. Red Bull, of course, a fantastic addition to esports. A massive company. Happy to have them here, and happy for them to continue. Bomber.
That's a big sponsor there. Been with ESL for the longest of times as well, and it's always been. They've always been amazingly cool about to have them along. And now we have our invite into game number 1 here. 0. We've seen
with Bomber, some tournaments he turns up and he wipes the floor. The thing is with Bomber at this tournament, he's only really had one game. Because we're already in the quarterfinals. Obviously the round 16s where Bomber came into this, it only he played against a Brazil, which was very, very one-sided, but that's all we've seen from Bomber. Even though he did play very well in that series, we're yet to really see what kind of form he's in here today. He said he's feeling quite confident, but Bomber is known for having consistency problems. Sometimes he's playing well, the next he's not. That may be a factor in this series. TLO, though, I find it very difficult to pass the quarterfinals in the majority of tournaments that he plays in. Cup towards the end of last year, but apart from that, he does find it hard.
Yeah, he had a really stellar beginning to 2013 with that placement in the top 5. From that, that's about it. What is he going to bring to the table, TLO? If he can find room, if he can find breathing space against Bomber, then I think he's going to have a good chance.
The best way for TLO to approach this series, defense.
Yes.
I spoke to him about it. Defense, defense, defense with counterattacks. Because he's not a 50-minute game player. He's a 15 to 20-minute and will steamroll you during the period. TLO can survive, get a high Mueller's count, and eventually go into the longest stages of the game. That's where TLO will benefit the most. And I think that's how it's going to be.
All right, let's get into LO. And down to the south, as our red Bomber. All right, well, game number 1 here, Polar Knight. I'm really hoping we don't see a swift 3-0 once again in this quarterfinal. But as you rightly said, dealing with Bomber, in those earlier stages, that's where danger zone is. And, that is exhibited so many times by, you see him running in the mid-game with so much firepower, so much steam, but then eventually it just kind of wears out the longer that Zerg lasts on. So, how well is TLO going to be able to handle it? Can he handle the heat?
Yeah, that's what he has to do in this series. Handle the heat against Bomber. We all know how Bomber likes to play. There's been jokes over, the StarCraft 2 since it's really begun, is that Bomber's electricity bill in the barracks is pretty units. Bomber is opening up with a bit of a different build to what we usually see, though. He has gone 1 barracks, but without taking a gas. Without taking a gas here, he's going to be going 1 barracks command center by the looks of it, which is an older build. But what ends up happening sometimes is that the Marine can catch an overlord if the overlord is going on, because you're not expecting to see a Marine.
Yeah, properly and make sure. A spawn pull behind hatchery first, so nothing too big in terms of crazing out from TLO early on. We'll probably want to try and go for gas, but once he sees that there's a lack of gas,
he's got to be. It's something that happens. It's happened to me a lot, and I've seen it to happen to other Zerg players too. Because you're like, all right, let me just go check if it's command center first or Reaper expand, and then you're like, wait a minute.
Uh-oh. It's actually really out in the open here. Like,
he's already in for the hills.
Yeah, he can get over there.
Will survive that first overlord.
So good.
But from this one with Bomber, so his build is much older, and what double gas is, he's going to be able to go for the factory reactor pretty fast, go for a starport too, maybe Alien Bandy. Wait a minute, that's another barracks, not gas taken.
Hello.
This is not at all what TLO will be expecting to play against here. Interesting choice.
Quickly, and this means that
another one too.
Does he throw down another one? Oh, okay, right, okay.
So this is looking a really punished. TLO will do is play it. I mean, it really depends, because you're all going to have queens. So Queen's pretty good at defending this, especially if he can buy time to get some Zerglings out, and especially if he sees it. But what Bomber's going to do here is move out with, I suppose, cut to 16 greens, and then look to just go bam, kill third, kill some queen, get to the zone line on the natural.
Yeah.
If TLO sees this coming, you don't need speed, you don't need bailings against this. You just need maybe a couple extra queens and Zerglings out in time. But if he doesn't know this is coming, this is a nice blind move here from Bomber to really hit TLO hard.
Yeah, it really does pack, and TLO's going to have to figure that out. Meanwhile, back at home for TLO, he's actually working on these pack rocks very quickly, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, I think he's going to, you know, one of the best ways to play against raiding Terran is to take that back versus your fourth.
Yeah.
And then really crease spread on your third, and you don't have to defend out into your third and fourth, which you would do normally.
It's a very, very good choice for him if he's able to get that going. But again, kill off, so it's going to take the third over here.
You can't take it back yet, the rock is strong. Funny enough, though, the last night at dinner with TLO, he asked me, what do you reckon Bomber's going to go for? Command center first or direct band? I said it doesn't matter with that. You still play the same game.
Yeah.
And then I said, you should be more worried about if we're going to see some combat shield timings and stim timings out from Bomber, because he has been known to do these kind of things. Yeah. And that's what we're seeing now. But TLO's told me that it's okay, I hope he plays like that. He actually said, I hope he plays like that. And I said, why? He says, because I always send an overload in. I always see it. What we see now.
Nice. TLO
he sees it, he expects it, he's got the bailiness down, he's got his links being made, and he knows what's coming. And if he stops this without taking any losses, which he's building up to do, he will find himself in a very, very comfortable position. There's no Hellions, there's no Banshees, no double evolution, double upgrades from the engineering base, there's no the command center down early.
And I think in general, Bomber kind of gives up on the combat shields. He cancels that in favor of Stim, so he feels as if this isn't going to do as much now that it has been spotted. So TLO...
And Bomber went to the wrong side too.
Yeah.
He thought the third base would be on the right-hand side, which it usually normally is, but it's on the left. So he actually wasted time traveling over there. Just time to defending a bit.
Very nicely done here so far by TLO, spotting all of this, but at the same time, a few creep tumors will go down, so that will make the creep recede just a little bit, but the Baneling's morphing it. I mean, that's more than...
So early, he shouldn't be here for too long.
Yeah.
If he if he just goes back now home, this is the best value he could have gotten with this attack, considering it was scouted. One evolution chamber and a carapace upgrade, knowing that there's no tanks, Hellions, or anything, he's gonna go counter.
Ooh,
he actually is going to go, and if it just helps him out even more.
He can actually catch all of this. He surrounds around them, and the Baneling's coming in as well to help point out. TLO in game number 1, also morphing in Banelings.
He's going for the kill.
That wall is plentiful. There's another bunker behind it.
Wonderful decision-making from the German. He deals with the attack. He counters knowing the weakness Bomber's gone for. And he's in the mid-base. He is getting in there, Claris.
Few SCVs have already gone down, 8 in total. And meanwhile, all those middies, there you go. GG, TLO knows. And there you go. Wow. And that we unless we see it in TLO's way, we are not going.
Yeah, no 3-0 here, and that is a fantastic start from TLO. Probably played it out in his head, knowing that if Bomber plays normal, I play my normal game. If he tries something tricky, I'll scout. I know it. And remember, all of these kind of attacks which Terran players and Protoss players go for against Zerg, they are very bad if spotted. Play from TLO, and he opens up this series with 1-0, and I really do believe, as you said, a lot of Bomber.
I mean, things that you spoke about with TLO last night, in almost every single extended series that we see from Bomber, like a best of 5 against a Zerg, we always see that happen. At least once. He always goes for this 3 barracks with a little bit of a timing thrown in there and trying to really catch his opponent off guard, but normally it comes later in the series. But this came from the very get-go, and TLO knew everything about it. Really good metagame sense and control here from Zerg.
Especially because he won on Bomber's map.
Yeah.
So that Bomber's first map, TLO just breathing in, relaxing, keep his heartbeat low, ready to go to map number 2. But that's not the start that Bomber wanted here. Obviously his choice, smaller map, remember, that he wanted to play aggressive style on. And game plan, fixated on the screen right now, waiting for the game lobby invite.
Tell you something though, game number 1, TLO looked great. TLO was reading the game really well. If he is somehow, we may be getting ahead of ourselves a little bit here, but if he is somehow able to take this series, that is a huge victory for TLO in its against someone like Bomber, champion in 2013.
Yeah, and remember though that the one tournament that TLO got past the semi-final time, and it was the Home Story Cup, Homestar Cup is like a tier 2 event.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a tier 1 event like this is. This is the Interstream Masters, a tier 1 event. There's a lot of prize money on the line. There's a lot of WCS points on the line. And remember, last year, how important points were actually important towards the end of the year. Every single point was important that you gather throughout the year. He's already banked 50 for being a challenger.
Yeah.
He's already got X amount for being in Premier League, and he's now, if he wins this series, going into the semis. It's an line here.
And I think TLO in general, after finishing third of all foreigners in the WCS points last season, is probably really hungry for it this season. He was just 250 points shy of Scarlet. Never mind anybody else. And that's a really impressive accomplishment. But a short break before to get into game number 2. And then when we're back, we'll have more Bomber versus TLO.